Hello, everybody. Welcome to Smoothie with Chloe in the morning. I think I still call it coffee with Chloe, but either way, um, I have not been drinking coffee these days, and I obviously can't spell still, which is consistent, which is good. So I just Googled Near Digital Collective. So for the if people are like, hey, I don't know what Near Digital Collective is, I don't know what Near is. I guess we're going to dig into a lot of different things today, but if you don't know who I am, I should probably start with that. So I'm Chloe Lewis, co-founder of the Marma J Foundation. Marma J Foundation, we try and leverage Web3 tech for social good. Sender wallets popping up, but we have guides and all these different things, which honestly just try and support the community. For research purposes mainly, honestly, and for just support distribution purposes, we have a token. Mainly just, educate, our community about how tokens work, to distribute support to community members, and so forth. And really just to kind of support the Marma J and Near community. I want to speak about the Near Digital Collective, which is a new, ecosystem that's forming to also support the Near ecosystem. Oh gosh, it's so convoluted. Maybe I should just dig in, and hopefully just reading the post on the Near governance forum will kind of give us some information. So this was the official post in the Near forum under the ecosystem category in the NDC subcategory, going over the NDC. So, the formation of community working group on Near ecosystem governance. Following Near co-founder Ilya's talk on ecosystem governance at ECC here. Digital Collective. So basically, funds are going to be distributed to the NDC, and then the NDC will be charged with distributing these funds to the Near community, to the Near ecosystem. And so basically the Near Digital Collective serves as this organization, or this structure, I guess, more than an organization, which I like that actually. It's just like a governance structure that helps to distribute funding and support the ecosystem. And it can be more than just funding, I guess, but the main point is the treasury. So a community working group is now forming to take the next steps to implement the NDC. We want the community to lead and shape this process. So basically the community is coming forward to create this governance structure that's going to help distribute the treasury to support the Near ecosystem. A lot of stuff. So every voice matters, everyone get involved. Awesome. So there's these 5 working groups that currently exist: the Near Constitution, governance framework, and proposal process, technical governance and development plan, legal framework, and community engagement guidelines. Further in this kind of stream, I'm just going to call them like the Constitution, governance, technical, legal, and community engagement. We're going to be specifically I'm going to be specifically highlighting the community engagement guidelines. So standards to encourage positive, sustainable community behavior and interaction consistent with the values of the Near Constitution. So obviously for part 5, the community engagement guidelines, a lot of that can't even be built out until there is a Near Constitution. And so, coming back to that, more deeply, is the creation, ratification of shared values and basic rights for all community members, the Near ecosystem's North Star. So again, these are very vague. What are these guidelines for communication? And so in my opinion, one of the first guidelines, just to kind of off the bat, is that, I think that mixing in a lot of what's happening on the current Near forum with what's happening with NDC specifically is going to confuse people. So the fact that some people have been on the Near forum for years, right? And some people just came in last week because they just heard about the NDC, but they might have been in the Near ecosystem for a while, doing various things. Like, for example, some people might have been involved in Aurora. Some people might have been involved in, Calamaro as a developer. Some people might be involved in, Octopus Network. Who knows where people might be involved in the Near ecosystem, which is very, very vast. But potentially, they weren't specifically involved in this specific Near governance forum, per se. And so I think one of the first, orders of business or flows would be, the NDC having its own forum, where, it was able to self-organize, where everyone was able to kind of start off with a clean slate that was kind of outside of the Near Foundation. I mean, this, NDC is supposed to be its own organization, just like Aurora or these other kind of platforms that do have their own forums. And so in my opinion, it would make sense, for example, for NDC to have its own forum. Where someone coming into the NDC for the first time honestly sees all of this, and they have to kind of scroll down and find ecosystem, and then from ecosystem, even if you click ecosystem itself, you see all of this, right? And so someone that's even new to Near ecosystem, they had this link for Near ecosystem that they went to, they're gonna see all of this funding and road mapping and projects and just a lot networking, Twitter. It's honestly, in my opinion, quite overwhelming. And potentially it's good where you have a place where everything is involved, and I think that there could still be a place here for NDC to post updates, more of an official kind of NDC spot where, again, the NDC team could come and post formal updates for the Near community to get in the Near forum. But if the NDC had its own forum, then it could have all of its own categories, all of its own sections, and then it would be able to then have a more efficient way of enacting some sort of, punishment, I don't know, punishment, but just measures. It's not really a punishment. It's just, okay, you signed up to not be a butthead, and you're being a butthead, and so this is what happens when you're a butthead. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. In the beginning, of course, someone can just make a new account, but what kind of, on the forum, you can create pretty efficient reputation systems where, you create levels the more you interact and the more you heart things and respond, and you can kind of create an ecosystem where, if someone loses access or even just drops down a level, for example, not even kicking someone out, but if someone's being a butt a couple times and you just drop them from level 4 to level 3 and they can't post videos anymore, they can only post pictures, that could be when you're ingrained in a community, that can be an efficient deterrent. But again, without having, that much control over the ecosystem, then there's no way to even start, in my opinion. Very helpful. I don't really care who's president, to be fair, though. I don't think it matters that much. Do I have to verify? I guess I could verify. Complete. Okay, I do agree. I didn't read the rules, but I agree to them. I will admit I did not read them. I do not think rules should have that many words. I cannot and will not read them. That is very stressful. Please go to something and choose. Oh, I clicked the button. Yeah, I dislike Discord verification quite a bit. It worked. It said it failed, but it worked. Roles. So please go to choose working group. Choose community. Okay. And then community. Okay, here we are. Code of conduct. See, here you go. Exactly, as I said. As I said, terms and conditions or whatever, whatever. Dispute resolution process. Yeah, code of conduct. Exactly. So this is what the first steps are for what would be happening. Integration existed for testnet. It wasn't fully developed or built out because there wasn't full like dev support or funding for it. But in my opinion, that's one of the pieces that would make this whole flow more efficient, where, again, you log into the forum with your Near wallet. You're able to then, build out off-chain and on-chain dispute resolution. So, for example, at the beginning, you're going to have like a centralized group of people who are efficient at running the forum to, drop people down levels and understand how that's all built out and all of that. But eventually, hopefully, this can be decentralized. And that's the whole point of all of this, right? Is that it's not just a centralized group of people running a forum. So then how do you make the forum, organized in a decentralized way? Hopefully you have a DAO on Astro DAO, for example, where, if members on the forum who actually logged in were actually members on this DAO, going up different categories and levels, maybe based on how much tokens were deposited for them, based on different actions they took. And these could be, tokens that could be delegated from the DAO to these people.